Hi, so in this video, I'll be showing you reloading with a handgun. And again, a reminder with every video I have, if you haven't already watched the safety video, please go ahead and do so now. I have it linked in the description. Always watch that before you watch any of these other videos if you haven't already. And even if you need a refresher, you don't remember them, go ahead and watch it again. And also read the description there to get more information. Because safety is the most important thing. Now, when it comes to handgun shooting or any kind of firearm shooting, we're going to focus on handguns now. Is that you shoot off the capacity of the magazine. Most modern semi-automatic pistols use a magazine to hold the ammunition. Revolvers would have its own cylinder. I don't actually have one right now to be able to show you. Unfortunately, I sold my only revolver a little while ago, but I'm going to show you how to do a reload on a semi-automatic pistol, and the technique I show you should apply to the vast majority of them out there. There might be some very unique models out there that may or may not have the same features, but this should apply to basically everything. So basically, again, none of the rounds you see reloading are actual real rounds. These are all dummy rounds. They're called snap caps. They're just made out of aluminum. There's no charge in them. They're completely inert. But so when you're done shooting the magazine that you have inserted, the majority of modern semi-automatic pistols will have its slide locked back in this position here, as you can see. So normally it would be like this, but then after firing that last shot, it should lock to the rear. And even if you go with a very different style of handgun, this is a polymer frame handgun. This is Springfield XDS, but you can replace this with Glock or Steyr or Ruger or any other brand that makes Smith & Wesson, any other brand that makes semi-automatic weapons with the polymer frame, or this is the full metal. It's a 1911 by Springfield. So it's the same exact thing. When you fire off the last round, it should lock the slide to the rear. So let me show you a very basic reloading, and this is reloading given that you're at a gun range and there's a bench in front of you that you could lay your materials on. So basically, when you're done shooting and your firearm ends up being locked with the slide locked back like this, there's usually a button that's on the left side of the firearm. Some of these newer ones have this button on both sides, but it's basically this button that's right at where the trigger guard, which is this, would meet the frame. And you can see on the 1911 it's the same thing. Basically, right where the trigger guard meets the frame, you see that black button right there. Basically, with your thumb, press that button, and pressing that button will release the magazine. If you're shooting like this and you push the button, it should, unless the magazine is dirty or some other thing, it should basically fall free. But it's always a good idea to just help it down to make sure that it drops free. If it does, in case that for whatever reason the magazine is bloated or anything like that, it doesn't drop free. So after you take that out, now this is empty, the slide is still locked back. That is to make it easier to load the next round. I showed you in another video about how to load the first round, with the slide already forward. When you shoot off the last round of magazine, the slide locks back. You don't have to do that other method that I showed. That's only for in the very beginning. So you take the fresh magazine, which should be, however many rounds you want to load into it. If you want to only load 3 rounds, you want to load it all the way to its max capacity, whatever you wish to do. This is a loaded magazine with the curved side of the magazine, which is also the side that the bullet faces, that always faces towards the front of the weapon. So that same hole, which is called a magazine well, you would want to insert the magazine into there. And basically just insert it into the magazine well and just slap it up. Again, always don't be shy with your firearm. It's not fragile. This is not going to break it. Don't try to be easy with it. Slap it up. Give it a good so you know that it's seated correctly. You know, there's no doubt that it's locked in. Oh, and about actually, I'm going to get to that in a second. So with it seated in completely, all you have to do now, a lot of people will want to use the slide catch. There's a little lever here that usually you can manually press to release the slide. So you usually could either do that with your thumb or do that with your support hand. But I don't really like teaching that method. I don't like practicing that method because not every type of firearm has a very prominent slide release like this. You know, the 1911s have a pretty good slide release. It's pretty easy to undo it. But especially with some of these smaller ones with the polymer frames, sometimes the lever to release the slide is not as prominent. I mean, they will usually still have it, but it won't be sticking out as much. So maybe if you're in a stressful situation and you need to quickly do this, you might miss it. So the one method that I find is the best because it's universal to all handguns, whether you are using a 1911, you're using a polymer handgun, or if, let's say, you lose your handgun in a situation and you need to pick up somebody else's really quickly. Now it's one that you're not familiar with. Maybe that they have their slide release in a slightly different place, etc., etc. Whatever the situation may be, this method works on all of them. So this is the one that I recommend. Basically, you take it after you insert the full magazine. All you have to do is with this part, the meaty part of your support hand, and then the three fingers here, go ahead and grip the slide. You see the meaty part on this side, fingers on that side. So not like this. You basically just reach over from the side and like that. You see how easy that is? You don't have to contort your body to do this. I see a lot of people try to mess with the slide like this, and you see how my wrist is at like a very strange angle. You know, this is very natural. You know, no matter which way you're facing, you have your firearm close to you, you know, far from you. You know, it's when you reach from the support side coming in, there, you grab it. And just like what I've said in the initial loading video, don't ease the slide forward. You want it to slap forward hard so that you make sure that the round is completely chambered. The way you do that is after you grip it, all you do is you're pulling back with this hand slightly, but mainly you're pushing forward with this hand because you want to go back to the fully extended position so you're ready to shoot again anyway. So you want to push this away from your body while you're doing this reload. So you're pulling back and pushing forward, and then as you reach to that point where the slide it only moves back like maybe 2 or 3 millimeters. It doesn't move back from this position that far. Just go ahead and let go with this hand while still continuing to push forward. So that's how you ensure that you're letting it slap forward. You're not guiding it, you're not guiding the slide forward. So you basically hold it and pull back and push forward at the same time, and I'm going to show you right now. So basically it should look like this. See, so you notice that I didn't go along with the slide as it goes forward. I basically just let it go and let it slap. So when you're shooting, you just put the new magazine in, grab the slide, pull back and push forward. Pull back with the support hand, push forward with the shooting hand at the same time, and then basically from there you can fluidly get back to your shooting position. And now for a more advanced reloading technique I want to show you. This would be assuming, well, actually you could definitely practice this at the range, but it's basically assuming that you don't have a bench in front of you. This is not like a controlled shooting environment. It's more like if you're practicing for like a possible self-defense situation. You would need to get a magazine pouch, something that holds spare magazines that's already fully loaded. It hides extremely well. Basically, the concept is more or less the same. You're shooting, bang, 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 and then your slide locks back, so you're out. What you do first when you're doing this reload, there's a few things you have to consider. One thing, if there's cover, go ahead and take cover because you're not ready to return fire. But obviously I'll be out of the frame with the video, so let me just show you standing up. So the first thing you want to do is, bang, 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 you're out. Obviously you want to press the magazine release button to drop the old magazine. You can either just let it drop on the floor if you're confident that it always drops, or you can strip it with your hand after you press it, to make sure it drops. And then this is something that there's two things that you actually have to do at the same time at this point. I'm going to show you the first thing I want to show you is what to do with the firearm. So after you release the magazine, start bringing it close to your body. Now after you bring it close to your body, and like the reason for this, like I said, is to keep control of your weapon in case the enemy starts rushing you right now because they see that you need to reload and they try to take this away from you. It's definitely a lot easier for you to remain control of it when it's close to your body than when it's way out here, which is a reason why whenever you see the movies of people putting the gun right up against a person's face, it's actually a very bad idea. You can easily get it taken away from you that way. So after you drop the old magazine, bring it close to your body. And I don't mean bring it close to your body down here, which this would be like the closest to your body, but there's a compromise you need to do, and I'm going to explain why. You want to bring it so that your upper arm is up against your body, and this is as close as possible, but at the same time keeping it within your field of view, so that you're looking at the target, you can see your weapon. Now, no matter for whatever reason, and maybe this might not apply to everybody, but I do know that this is the case for a lot of people, including myself, that even though I've been shooting for over 20 years, and I've probably done who knows how many reloads, if the firearm is out of view, I have this urge, this tendency to want to look at it while I'm inserting the new magazine. So now you're taking your eyes away from your target, so you don't know what the target is doing because you're looking down at the magazine. I don't know, maybe when you're trying to do things quick, or if your adrenaline's pumping, you have tunnel vision. I don't know what the reason is, but you always have that urge to look at it, even though you should be able to do it without looking by now, And also, the looking does help make sure that you don't miss the magazine when you're reloading. So basically, you bring it close to your body, but still keep this part high so that it's still within view. I mean, you're not covering your entire face with it, so you can't see anything past your firearm, but you bring it here. I can see the firearm, I can see what's beyond the firearm, which would be presumably the target. And like I said, I told you that there's going to be two things that you'd be doing at the same time. So after you drop the magazine, and while you're bringing it in, like I explained, go ahead and start, you release the magazine, start bringing in, start going for your fresh magazine, the new magazine, right? And the way you want to grab this new magazine is you want to grab it so that these fingers grab the base and have enough room that your index finger can go right up along the front edge of that magazine, right up to even enough to touch the bullet, you know, the tip of the cartridge, so you can feel that it's not, maybe not seated correctly, you know, sitting out like this, you know, because it's supposed to seat it all the way back, you know. So if you do that, you can immediately feel that there's nothing wrong with it, because like it's not sticking out. You know, if it was like this for whatever reason, which it shouldn't be, but you know, you do this, you can feel it. You know there's something wrong. You can just quickly put it back, or you can slap it against something to seat it back towards the back of the magazine again. So, and another reason for that is that you're basically using this finger to guide the magazine into the mag well. It's kind of like you almost imagine you're inserting your finger into the magazine well. You know exactly which way the magazine is pointed. So you drop the empty magazine, start going for a good magazine, grip it the way I said, with the finger all the way up, and just insert it into the magazine well, just the same as the other way. I should just go ahead and insert it to the magazine well, slap it up, always give it a good slap, and this applies to rifle shooting as well. And then from here, there's actually not that much distance to move after you slap up the magazine. You don't have to, you know, just keep it right around the weapon. Slap, and you can just roll your hand to the slide. And then from here, it's the same as the other, where you're pulling back in here and pushing out with this. And the concept behind this, you know, like I said, your ultimate goal is to get back into your proper shooting position, which with your arms extended. So that's why you push out. You just continue pushing out after you release the slide, and then you just meet both hands. But keep in mind that if you're in a self-defense shooting situation, the moment that slide drops, it's ready to fire. You don't have to wait until it's fully extended. You don't have to wait until you meet it with the other hand. You know, you can fire it one-handed straight from, even from back here, you know, while you're pushing out if you really need to. If the guy is right up, running up to you, and he's right up against you, and you just had enough time to drop the slide, don't wait. You can start firing from there. But let me see if I can show you the whole sequence here. Okay, so let's see, frame. So you're shooting, bang, 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 bang. It is out. Go ahead and drop your magazine. Go for the new one. Take it out of the magazine pouch. Go ahead and insert it. And you see how, you know, I have the weapon close to the firearm close to my body, and also within the side of view. And then reach for a slide, grip it, and push and pull, and then meet with the other hand. Let me see if I can go ahead and do one in full speed. Okay, one last time. We'll do it slower again, also explaining each step. Shooting, and you're out. Go ahead and start bringing it in. Drop the magazine. Get the new magazine. Insert the new magazine. Grip the slide. Release the slide. Push forward. And now you're ready to shoot again. So that's basically the way you would reload a semi-auto pistol, which I used in 1911 in this whole demonstration, but it's basically the same thing, using the XDS or any other style of modern semi-automatic pistol. So from the basics, which you should definitely learn first, you want to get more advanced, just do everything slow. You know, do everything slow, get all the movements correct, and then just slowly get a little bit faster, a little bit faster. Don't try to rush it. When you start rushing, you start messing up. And you don't want to mess up. You want to just get it to where your body, muscle memory knows where everything is, and then you don't have to really think about it. And again, thank you again for watching, and just remember to be prepared and be safe. Thank you.